I'm Dan. I'm from Bel Air, Maryland. Big coffee drinker. I drink at least 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day. Big fan of the East African coffee. Been in Lancaster for a while, and one of my favorite spots to go to is Rob Burritos here.
I'm Caleb. I'm from Lancaster, and I'd say I'm a budget coffee nerd. So I love enjoying a cup of coffee, but I'm not going to have it every day. But when I do, I'd say my ideal cup of coffee is you get chocolatey, rich, but also with some sweet, citrusy, fruity put together. Can't get better than that. And here around Lancaster, I'd say probably my favorite spot is Hudson Botanical.
Yeah, so this one was my favorite one. I wouldn't drink it every day. It's got a lot of really heavy fruit notes in it, kind of like cherry-ish, I guess. Then these two would be my next 2 favorite. These ones would be my daily driver coffees. This one had a little bit more citrus notes to it, and this one was definitely a little brighter. And then this would be number 4 for me. This one's got a really nice kind of toasty flavor to it, but there's also something else in there that I can't quite figure out. And then this one, it was probably my least favorite, but it definitely changed as it kind of sat there for a little bit. The flavor definitely started to come out once it cooled down. So yeah, if I had to go numbers, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
So they all were very good to taste. It was fun finding the differences, but I think I'd start here at 5, being very bright, almost lemony acidity. So that is fun to taste, but I don't really enjoy that in coffee as much. So I think I would leave that one at 5. And then probably I'd put this one at 4. Right when I tasted it, it was marshmallow. It was super, almost like a toasted marshmallow. But as it cooled, now at the end, now it's a little cooler, it's more kind of reminds me fall spices. You would have almost a baked apple or something, which is good, but it's not where it started out at. And then probably with 3, I'd put this one, had some sweetness and some roast, but it just wasn't as complex, I'd say. It's kind of an apple sweetness, which is okay, but this would be my number 2. Yeah, very rich flavor. I think cherry, grape is just very full and very interesting. And as it cooled, you had different flavors that stood out a little more, but this one was solid the whole way through. But I'd say probably my number 1 would be this one. As it cooled off, initially I thought it was too bright, but I thought it had really strong, maybe a clementine, but some good richness to go with it well.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you also mentioned the cherry, and I don't know if that's because I influenced you at all. Okay, so Ethiopian, that checks out. Cranberry and rose. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that one I've had before. The whoosh whoosh, it's very distinct. So that's, I think that's, I said the cherry because I read his notes before.
Cheated!
That was, it really stood out. It's a distinct cup of coffee.
That was the close number 2 for me.
And this is my favorite. This is Kenya. Notes blackberry and plum put down there. So I think those are both fruits that are in those fruits.
Yeah. Yeah, because you didn't like this one. I thought it, which is funny. So you said lemons. Okay. Raspberry. Okay. Yeah, I see that. This is
I think it's a Kenyan. Yeah, it's another Kenyan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that checks out. Okay.
Now this guy, the one that was roasty and interesting, this is the paper route. So chocolate, hazelnut, and berries. So I think that holds true. We're definitely up at the front is
Yeah.
the more rich flavors, and you get like a little bit of redness in there, but
Yeah.
it's not as distinct in front and center.
Yeah.
Definitely as much as
I didn't dislike that one.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of fruit coffees.
it was Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
It was brown sugar and chocolate. So it's
Okay.
interesting. I thought that these two to me were